Welcome to Bachatting, guys, and we have Andres Guerra with us tonight. How are you?
Hi, it's good to be here.
How did you hear about sensual bachata? Is there anyone out there to thank for bringing you to our sensual bachata community?
Yeah, it's funny because I actually didn't start by dancing bachata. I started by dancing salsa casino. I'm originally from Venezuela, so I used to take salsa casino lessons when I was back home. And then I moved to US to study music at Berklee College of Music in Boston. And there I tried to keep doing the same thing, but the only class that I found was actually a sensual bachata class instead. So I was like, well, I've never tried this, but it certainly looks pretty fun, and I've never done bachata. And then I started taking those classes, and I was like, this is a lot cooler than salsa casino, actually, I think.
Mm-hmm. And you've been doing it for a while?
Yeah, definitely. So like, I started going to Berkeley. I moved to Boston like in 2017. So probably like, yeah, more than 5 years, I guess. But it's been a really on and off thing. When I moved to New York, I 2 years ago is where I really started to take it a little more seriously with the lessons, for sure.
What are your challenges as a dancer?
I would say probably as a leader, and I'm gonna go ahead and say as a guy,
Right.
moving my hips or like controlling the movement of this part of my body. It's probably has been the biggest challenge, like learning to do like a body roll. I still feel like I suck at them, but I don't know. I still do my best, but that has been
I hear you.
because with the salsa casino, the footwork, everything, it's like not so hard, but yeah, the whole
Not
body
so many
part.
hips.
Yeah, exactly. Not so much this part of the body.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most enjoyable thing for you in sensual bachata?
I think the coolest thing is you never know what will happen.
Okay. Can you
That sounds
elaborate on that, please?
right. That sounds a little broad, but it's like it's kind of crazy. Like one night you could dance, and it's not even like about it being like a person you've never danced with before. It could be a person you've danced with before, but for some reason that night, that song, maybe it's a mindset thing, or it's just simply the magic of the dance. That it's in the moment, if you happen to connect, the lyric and file or connect really well, you end up doing moves that you've never done before, and they look amazing, and you're like, how did this happen? You just kind of I think that's the funnest, that's the coolest part of it, for sure.
What do you personally think about traditional bachata?
I would say, I mean, I haven't really like delved into it too much, so I don't have too much of an opinion, but I will say this. Before I started taking sensual bachata lessons, I wasn't really interested in bachata as a music, because probably most of the bachata that I was listening to was more traditional. What I liked about the bachata that they played at the sensual bachata socials was that it was a lot more modern, and it had a lot of like touches and tinges from other genres of music that I really like the drops, and like sometimes they put like some R&B in there, or even like reggaeton influences in there. So
I love reggaeton.
yeah, so I love all that, for sure. I prefer modern than traditional, for sure.
I hear you. Is there anything in our community that makes you uncomfortable?
I wouldn't say it makes me uncomfortable per se, but I will say that it is kind of like an intimate thing, and especially like coming into it, it can be very like intimidating to see like the really advanced people dancing, and like how close they get to each other and all this stuff. And it's definitely hard to navigate when you're learning like that. That closeness is a lot of the times like part of the dance, and it's like part of also like learning how to do the moves better. But yeah, definitely like getting a little more comfortable with, and you're in your own body, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Okay. All right, so here's a funny story, guys. We work in the same building, as it happens to be. So in Hoboken, New Jersey, and remember when we accidentally met at the bakery downstairs?
Yeah.
Like, oh, what are you doing here? What?
Yeah, it was super random. Yeah.
Can you share with us a little bit more about yourself? What do you do for a living? What do you do there on the first floor?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm a professional musician, and that means that part of the time I'm teaching. What I do at that building is I teach at a private music school there, and part of the time I'm like freelance, playing for like corporate events, private events, and the more occasional but like more formal like concert, and yeah, basically like playing and teaching, performing and teaching.
What do you say? Is it easy to apply the musicality from playing a guitar to dancing sensual bachata? Are they applicable at all, these skills? Or is it like two completely different worlds?
It definitely helps, because one thing that, and I've noticed it with watching other dancers is, or like people that are starting out, is just keeping the beat and keeping the rhythm. It's already like a bit hurdle for people. And it has nothing to do with the physical movement of it,
Right.
because that's something that you need to like train your ears to be able to identify. So that was definitely like a big plus, because since I started, it was no question where the one was. That's not even of course, you know. But one thing I would say though that it's a little bit trippy for me is sometimes when you're in the dance floor, for whatever reason, like sometimes you get like out of phase in terms of like, instead of starting the one on the actual beat one of the song, sometimes it shifts to like beat three. But because you're both doing the same thing and you're connected, it doesn't feel weird or look weird. But in my head, it's super weird, because I'm like, I know that's not one, but I'm trying to like follow the other person, because I know they're not like a musician that's thinking, you know, of the beats. So it's a blessing and a curse, perhaps.
Okay. Which bachata song, in your opinion, has the best guitar solo?
Damn, that's a good question. You know what? I really like Pinto Picasso. Everything that he comes up with, I really like a lot. But like, I wouldn't say I have a favorite, but I have a few that come to mind that I really like what they did with the guitar. Like Vibras, really cool guitar. Like the way they mix the guitar with the song. Call on Me, but that's not Pinto Picasso. By Johnny Sky, I think it's his name, right?
Like a sin, yes.
That,
I don't know.
that one, yeah, no, I like it because it has like a distorted kind of like rock guitar solo in it. That goes really well with the bachata for some reason. So yeah.
Do you play bachata songs?
Yeah, I do. I actually this year I'm working on my first album.
Wow.
My debut album.
Congrats.
And I've been like so obsessed with bachata for so long now that I'm gonna make one of the pieces a bachata based piece for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your favorite bachata song to play?
I would say, well, it's funny because I actually played to a social before.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I missed it.
So
was that?
on at the Rose, I did a couple times. So they were like, I was basically like playing along.
So
to,
you're getting famous already.
to what the DJ was playing. But I like that. Well, I like doing like my own rendition of like vibras, for example. And yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites.
All right, can we hear something?
It's called Hialeah by Harold Lopez Nusa. This is my own arrangement of it. It's originally for piano.